everyone, this is Jurgita of Magic Pond Crafts, and today is March 1st of 2022, and I wanted to start off this vlog month-long with my plans, what I'm planning to stitch. We'll see how it all happens or not, but at least I have written down my planner in plans. So I have about 10 projects that I'm planning to work on this month, and let's start all in a row. So the first one, maybe we'll go with the smaller one, is the Riolis kit that I wanted to do for the Easter. Probably is going to be only for next Easter. Is this egg. It came with a wooden egg. It's going to be a lot of beading to do to wrap it around, and of course main part is going to be stitched. And my plan for this year was only to finish stitching because it's again over one, and it's a small count. It doesn't look very big, sort of like a pocket size, but I just was grabbing the color and just going throughout the whole piece if I could. And there's, as you can see, comparatively quite a bit to do. There's going to be also some backstitching involved in that too, so we'll see how much I want to do it, and probably going to spend a couple of days only on that one, and we'll see how it goes. So that's my first plan. Then another thing is this month starting project that I've been participating in several years already, is a round robin. That's like 4 ladies that are sort of paired up in a group, and we send each other like a little small thing. I think it can be like a 60 by 60 only piece, and it travels all around, and we stitch whatever we were given to stitch on. Let's see. Second, rock language. The next work that I wanna work on is again this a la dimensions kit that it's from Amish shop, and it's gonna be one of those ornaments, timeless elegance ornaments. And this year my plan is to start and finish one. So here's an example. I haven't watched them what I have done. I think I've done 3 already. So it's gonna be like about a similar size, might be different shape, and just has all kinds of extra things that is not easy for me to see, except right now with like magnifying glass, because it shines so much. But it's already in a little bitty frame here that it came fabric, everything within a kit. And I think I'm gonna do this time this bluish snowflake element, although it's not the winter anymore right now. It's kind of spring, but we'll see how much I can do. I'm planning to spend I don't know, maybe a couple of days on this, so we'll see how far I can get through those days. So that's gonna be my like a new start. So there's with the round robin, I'll have to start and finish and send off to somebody else next in the route, and that's gonna be for that. Then it's gonna be something from a magazine. I don't know, just showing you one that maybe I'll do like this, or maybe some from different magazine. I haven't decided, but like I said, in beginning of a year, that I decided to shorten my amount of magazines and start stitching something from them, and I'm kind of marking like what I want to possibly stitch over the time. I might shorten that even amount, but we'll see how it goes. But something that I want to start, and I want to finish it as soon as possible, so I might spend a couple of days for that. So I'm gonna do something from any of those magazines. Then of course I'm gonna continue with my the tiger, because it's a year of a tiger, and I have just over 6,300 stitches left to do in this one. And just I'm gonna continue, and we'll see how much I can get done in the month of March. So that's another thing. Then what I have not, um, let's see, maybe we'll go what I already touched this year. So I'm doing my spoiled child, my monthly thingy you see in here, and the picture should be looking something like this. So this part is going to be mostly a wall and then a piece of this structure in here, and I want to do just over 3,700 minimum. So we'll see how much I can do in those days that I allotted for the month of March. And like I said, in beginning of the year, I want to do 2 rows minimum a year. So it's almost 4,000 a month, almost 3,800 a month to have to do to be able to do 2 rows. So far in those past 2 months, I did a little bit more than that minimum. So that's great. Let's set this aside and I'll move it. It's in my Omanic frame, big one. Next, I'm gonna be stitching on something that I have not stitched for quite a while, at least not since last year. And there's one by Kimira pattern. It's translates like Stitched Drawings 5. So it's a London scene, as you can see, and Trafalgar Square here, and the museum's like in the background that you cannot see. I love this scenery, and I don't have a lot done on it. It's still sort of in my Q-snaps, and I've just done a little bit of a corner of the building. I'm doing that in my full stitches, so you see kind of that top window right here. So that's what it looks like right now. So I'm planning to stitch on that, and I want to do between 2,000 and 3,000 stitches. So we'll see how it goes. You can kind of tell that it's very spread out stitches, a bunch of changes in that, and especially probably gonna be with the different color variations below, but that's gonna be sometime later. And that one stitching on 16 count Ada full stitches. So that's one of the things I'm gonna be picking up every few months. Then I want to go back to my Adam and Eve sampler, my very first sampler. It's by Shakespeare's Peddler. So that's on a small account that I'm stitching, and need to find it where I've put it. And I've decided to start March 1st. One of the first whips is Shakespeare's Peddler, 1837 Adam and Eve sampler. So this is what it's supposed to look like as a whole thing. And here is what I have up to this point that I stitched beforehand. So as you can see, comparing to the actual picture, I've reached the top. This is very top of the sampler, and I already started going to the right. So I'm just gonna be working in this area, kind of filling in. I haven't done all the bird and the things around here fully, so I'm just gonna slowly go on there, and we'll see what a few days of stitching gives me exactly, because it's so petite stitches that it's hard to tell. When you do 100, it doesn't seem like a lot, but like I said, we'll see. And let's start March, and I'm wishing myself luck. And it's already March 4th, and I'm not gonna continue right now with this whip. I think I did a good chunk in here, like just over 1,300 stitches in here. So you can see I've kind of filled out what was left in this part in here, and the top, and started going on the plant over here. So this is where I'm going to be stopping, and we'll be picking up in several months again. And I wanted to stitch on something small like that Riolis egg kit, but just couldn't get my hands to pick it up, this Russian kit. And So I did not stitch anything yesterday at all, and we're getting our the water tank replaced because it was getting older and started leaking. So today is cool new tankless water heaters coming in, and I'm gonna be stitching while waiting for that to be installed. So what I've decided to do is pick up my monthly must stitch piece, the Spoiled Child, and I need almost 4,000 stitches to be done. So 4,000 would be around this size piece. So it's comparatively small and big at the same time. So I know I'm gonna do quite a bit of the wall again, and then it's gonna be more wooden parts showing up. So something more interesting is going to be happening towards the end. We'll see how many days it's going to take for me to stitch that, and after that I'm already thinking about what next whip I want to do this month for like a daily, monthly, or weekly piece. So we'll see how it goes then. And it took me a longer time than I was planning to work on the part, and even then I'm about the 200 stitches short of my planned monthly thing. But since I already went a little bit overboard in the past few months, I don't see that as a huge problem. And since it took me longer by days to work on that section, as you can see, there's mostly just a wall and finishing up one corner of that structure. So I've decided to set it aside because, like I said, I had it planned for a certain amount and certain amount of days, and I think it will be okay to leave it like that. So the next time I'm hoping to catch up, and there's going to be some darkness already here showing up, like a shadow of the structure here. And today is already March 10th, so I've decided to pull out my whip that I haven't stitched in a very long time, and it's my Baltic Mandala by Chatelaine, and you can kind of see the sizing of the fabric, how different it is. So let's take this one off and see where we are with the Chatelaine. So here it is, just the very middle part of it. I've started that in let's see, what's my note says, started in 2019, and done that's all I've done on it. And it's a 32 count Arial by Pictureartist Plus, and I'm stitching 2/2, and the pattern is 411 by 411. And when it's all done, it should look like this. So what you can see that I've done is just that little part in the very middle, and there was not a lot of the specialty stitches involved in this part, but there's going to be some beads, and of course then all other colors are going to start kicking in. So there's still a lot of work left for me to do, and I might work on that, I don't know, maybe like 3 days or so, and then we'll see how much progress I can do. But so far what I have in here, you can kind of see the sparkling parts. So that's a Krynic, and I have darker shades here going around as a silk variegated thread. So I try to kind of match up, like when it's dark part I was going in the corners, and I think I did pretty good job to kind of evening out and doing mirror looks on all those sides. So we'll see what I need to do next. I'm just gonna continue filling it up and going around, and we'll see how it goes. So since I already finished my George, and this is my biggest Omanic frame, and it's like never ending, so this whip can just sit in this, and I can pull it out anytime I want and start working on it. So I'll see you, I guess, in probably 3 days with my progress. Today already morning of the 13th, the Sunday, and as promised, I worked for 3 days. Actually, I wanted to stay another day, but decided I think I put a good enough impression on this work. So let's see what I've got. Da 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 da. here you go. So I'm sure you can tell how much it's grown. I filled in parts. I actually even did some of those Smyrna stitches, the bigger ones. I did not do that side. I might do separate segment how I was doing all of those different stitches that are gonna come up. And there was, I think, only one or two DMC threads that were used so far in this whole thing. I tried to go as far as I could in the bottom, or like if it was close enough and thread ended, so it kind of stopped in there because my concentration is going up. And turns out that I did not look in the kit, but one of the silk threads that filling in like those spots in between, it was not included in the kit, and from European cross stitch, and it was marked like that on her website. I did not look, so I'll have to find that one thread. So you can see little things growing in there, and right now I was just concentrating on the cross stitch part, and you can see those little things already popping in here. So I think I did a good chunk of that already, and that is a good time to stop. I mean, since total stitches is about 110,000 plus, so even 1% is quite a bit, like 1100 plus for 1%. And right now I have 4.6 something percent, and I started the year with 1.5, so pretty much made the 3% already dent in this. And it's not gonna be the last time you see it this year. I'm gonna try to put in a few days every so often to see it grow. It was really fun to stitch. A lot of those threads were the silk threads. Some were not very variegated somewhere, and it's looking great so far. So what other thing I did, as you can see this shininess, I decided to wrap it in the plastic wrap to protect from getting dirty and dust. And I'm gonna cover this part back again. I've seen a lot of the like Russian, Lithuanian stitchers who stitch chatelaines do that, and it's gonna be totally wrapped. I know you can put in a giant like a pillowcases, but I don't think I have that size. So I'm gonna be putting a plastic on this part too to seal it up, and it's not gonna be getting any moisture. I'm sure it's gonna be some air coming in anyway. So this is where I'm gonna be stopping my chatelaine, and for the next 2 days I think I'm gonna grab my tiger. And here he is, and it's looking like this right now. As you can see, it's pretty small size, and I have just over 6,000 stitches left to do for that, and we'll see how many I can do in those next few days, and then continue maybe a little bit each day with this one. But I'm gonna enjoy continuing stitching this one, and we'll see in a few seconds what it looks like with some stitches added. And here what the tiger is looking now. I'm sure you can tell the second ear showed up, and slowly going down the face. The hole for the eye is gonna be in here. So just slowly filling in, and I'm gonna be continuing that throughout the month, bit by bit. So I've decided that since I reached about a half point in this pattern, I'm gonna switch to something else. So let's see what I pick next. So next I've decided to do this town drawing by Kimira. I know a few of you asked about her patterns. It's a Russian company, and so far I've seen only on Russian websites to buy them. So I'll try to keep looking if there is anywhere else that I could find them. But this is what is gonna supposed to look like the London scene, you know, the The museum is in that side, and I have about 3% as of right now. So let's see what it looks like. So I still have in the Q snaps, and that's the very first corner that I've done. So I'm just gonna continue going to the right like I usually do, and we'll see. Should be just mainly again this kind of thing with the buildings. As you can see, I've done that window, and I just started the edging here, so it's going to be a while before I get to the sky. And sky, I think, is mostly like a white color. Most of the Kimira patterns should be very easy, kind of easy to do, so we'll see how it goes. This is my very first time, so you can see kind of red dots. That's where I've parked my threads, and I'm just gonna continue going in here, and I'll meet you again with some progress already done. And it's already 20th, and I finally finished it yesterday, the portion that I wanted to do. So I did my amount. So as you can see, the building really grew, and it's like a corner edging here, and already started the little sky that's gonna be the tower showing up in there. So that's pretty much all that could fit right now in my Q snap. And I looked that I still have enough room for another row to start on the bottom, so maybe next time I'll actually start there versus like removing Q snaps. So we'll see. So I'm gonna set this aside, and I'm gonna pick something else. And also I wanted to show you how my tiger is doing right now. And here what it looks like right now. So I finally filled in the eye with this turquoise color kind of to fit in, and the second eye is going to be here. So those are the all stitches needed with that one color. And I've been filling in slowly with blends and non-blends in here, and that's slowly progressing. So I'm gonna be stitching daily when I can to stitch, and we'll see how that goes. And I've been looking at all of my whips and future whips, all the things that I have either kitted or started kitting up or wanted to kit, and I have about 22 more like a BAPS big projects that I wanna to start, and that's like I count over 60,000 total stitches and more, going up to like 200,000 or so. And figured I can't start, so maybe I'll do separate video, and guys, you can help me to figure out which one I should start first out of that whole list, because those are my most want to start kind of list items. And don't know what to do. I want to concentrate some of the bigger ones that I have right now, and I also want to start some of them of those new ones too. So that's a giant dilemma for me. So let's see what I'm thinking of doing in next few months also as a plans. So I have on my Saga, you can see a percentage of all the works that I have on Saga version. So monthly, as you know, I'm gonna be doing Spoil a Child because it's a beast, it's a big one that I wanna do. And the tiger is a monthly or practically daily concentration on going towards the finish. So I was thinking maybe monthly I would pick like two big projects and one smaller project to kind of work monthly to work on. So of course my Spoiled Child would be one of them. But I also was looking maybe monthly I could spend like a 12 or to 13,000 stitches maybe on the big projects, and what's left would be on the smaller ones. So the big ones would move because, as you know, my Spoiled Child is very big. This is barely started, and Mandala is also not small. So I'm thinking that I'm gonna try each month to do more concentration on the big ones, because I'm gonna have a couple more added soon, and like I said, you know, something smaller like this I'm gonna be concentrating. And once I finish my tiger, I'm probably gonna go on my dimensions flowers to work on, and so on. So something like this, like mixed in between. But right now, today, I decided to pick my dimensions ornaments, and as you can see, it's half of them done, so 3 of them done. And what I've just picked to do this year, you'll see in a second. So I've decided to pick this blue one, so I think it's not going to be as hard to do as some of the other ones that I've done previously. Like I had this one, for example, it's a bunch of colors and backstitching. So this looks like it's not going to be way too many extras to work on. And I actually already put in a little bit stitches while waiting for daughter. So let's see what it looks like as of this second. So can you tell? I've just started doing in the middle like a snowflake. It's a white on white. So until I fill in the space with the blue color, you're not going to be able to see that. But there is, if you got maybe like angle up. So I marked my very middle with the washable marker, and I started to fill up with the white. So I'm planning to spend at least a full day today, maybe a little bit into tomorrow, with this ornament, because I want to finish it this year, and that's where I'm gonna be sitting at right now. So I guess you'll see better progress in blink of an eye for you. And right now it's about a week past, so I added almost 1,000 stitches. It's not fully, like 970 or something. So you can kind of see where it's taking a fuller shape. There's of course going to be bigger, rounder edges here for the full heart, but like a middle part is all done. I'm not doing yet all the back stitching right now. I just wanted to do all the main stitching. So this is what I've done with this. And also during that time I was working on my tiger, and actually I can proudly say that, ta-da, it's finally finished. I literally finished like 10 minutes ago. It took me longest time to actually do all the back stitching, because I don't know why it was just taking so long. I was always trying to get the stitches not to look like a sausages, although I probably should have done differently, those with 2 threads, lighter colors. But all the dark ones I've done, I think at least to myself, that I done pretty well connecting. And like you can see in here, and there's a couple French knots in here. I already put in my initials and the year at the corner. And what I've done with the whiskers, I did not want to do like a sausages, like you can kind of see in here. It's you can still see breakage through the stitching and the back stitching. So I just took another white and I did like a couching in this area, so it would look much more 3D in here. So it's all done. I already took a pictures, and very happy to have it finished. So it was done within 2 months, and just over 9,700 stitches total, including back stitching. And there's, like you can see at the background, it's a lot of like a half stitching done with quite few several colors. There was with the 5 threads, with 4 and a 2, and even I think like this area you can see sort of see through with 1 to make that 3D effect. So that's my first and probably last finish in March, since we have only like few days left. So that's finished, and I've done a little bit of that. And I was neglecting all my other pieces, so I've decided to pick up for the rest of maybe today what's left a little bit to actually work on my Rioli's egg. So this is what it should be looking like once it's all finished. And I'm just gonna be doing a little bit by little bit with the color because it's over 1 on a small count, and we'll see what I can do a bit at a time. So I think it's already started to call me, so we'll see what I can do with this, because I want to pick something different tomorrow to stitch until the end of the month. So we'll see. So I stitched that evening and a bit of today, and I got a tiny bit over 800 stitches. So I guess it was time for me to pick it up. It was calling me because it was going so fast. So you can see I've just worked from that corner, and I guess with two stitching it also was much faster. So just been filling up, going from right to left, those two parts, and there's going to be one more grouping of flowers. So as you can see, it's pretty big progress. So consider that I started in 2019 May. So I might use this as a daily, put in like 100 stitches or so, we'll see, but it definitely was waiting for its time to be stitched. So I'm gonna put this aside, and as planned, I have something for next 4 days until the end of the month, and it's by Maria Skripnik, Magister of the Devil Cult, and I'm stitching that on 28 count Monaco fabric 2/2. Total stitches supposed to be 38,374 and a half. So it's pretty big, as you can see, like a whole thing. And I started that on the night of Halloween, right after midnight, and I put in, you can say that it's 13 stitches. It's kind of symbolic. So today is the 28th of March. So if I remember correctly, 2018 March 28 is when official announcement was made for who's going to be two main actors of the show, Chinese show Untamed, which are these like a cartoon ones, but live one was announced in that March. So I thought today is a great time to start again, and I'm gonna be stitching for more than 13 stitches. So we'll see what I get in this in the next like 4 days, and you might even see my egg progress too. So let's start. And here we are. Today is the last day of March, the 31st, and that's where I think I'm gonna stop with this piece. So I think I went well from being just a 13 stitches to adding like 4,000 more, and as you can see, it was filling up the top portion of the circle. I was just picking colors and slowly going down and down and filling in those parts. I have all kinds of blends and spattered like a small different lighter color. I think you might kind of be able to see some of the lighter colors. So that's where I'm going. Of course, the top portion, I don't think it's very difficult to stitch. Not a lot of the color changes. Mostly I think it's gonna be towards the bottom where the main characters are. And as you can see, I already started doing like outlining backstitching, and I'm gonna do it throughout the whole piece. I don't want to be stuck with lots and lots of backstitching. So I'm gonna be doing as I go, and it turns out it's not that small of the size. I mean, like putting with my hand, and that's not even the full width, so that's gonna be a bigger piece. But I decided I think I've done enough as for one sitting, and today is the last day of the month. And when I was looking at my list of what I plan to do this month, we haven't started, not all of us started yet round robin, so I have not done that piece. So instead of that, I've decided that I should work on reducing my magazine list. So I picked something, and let's go see what I've picked. And I've decided that I'm gonna start stitching this heart sampler by Doreen Jones in Just Cross Stitch 2019 February magazine. So it's Valentine-ish, and not a lot of choice of colors to use. Mostly it's given in DMC and Sullivan numbers, and the size is 70 by 70 stitches, or on 28 count is about a 5 by 5. So it's not big, but it involves row stitches, Rhodes heart, and diamond eyelets, and of course backstitching outlining. So there's no normal excess practically anywhere. I think maybe only on the edges. I haven't studied yet, but doing all those specialty stitches is going to take a little bit more time, and to have a neat backstitching here outlining, it's also going to take time. So I just grabbed a piece of 28 count fabric that I had, cut it in what's suggested, put it in a tiny Q-snap, and I'm ready to start. Just need to pull out my threads and work. Of course, it's not a Valentine's time anymore, but I'm hoping to have it done and all ready for the 2023 Valentine's Day. So that's gonna be my work over I don't know how many months it's gonna take, little by little, but we'll see. But at least something that I'm doing in reducing my magazine pile. So that's what I'm gonna be working on today. And since tomorrow is already new month, I think I'm not gonna be able to do a lot on this, so maybe I'll work a tiny bit on that in April, and you'll see my progress then. So I think that's where I'm gonna be parting with you. I hope you enjoy sticking around with me and watching all my progress on all the whips. I think I've done not too bad, even though it was a little bit longer month than February, but it might be a little bit less stitches done, but it's okay. January was the biggest amount of stitches, but I still enjoy every piece that I worked on, and you'll see my plans for next month on beginning of the next video. So I hope you click like and you're subscribing to me and other stitchers, and I'll see you sometime next month. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy, enjoy your stitching, be friendly, and saying bye-bye.